is indeed our honor to present the first history-making Texan Award to you and to Mrs. Bush for your extraordinary dedication to service and for the many contributions the two of you have made to our state and our nation. Please share our sincere appreciation for Mrs. Bush, and thank you so much.
First of all, Bob, thank you for that so gracious, so generous, two-time introduction. The moral of the story is getting one of your very best friends in life to say something nice about you. That's the old answer here. He may have exaggerated, but he did not misrepresent it when he said that he and is a very close friend to Barbara and to me. And we're very pleased to be here tonight, flying over on Now Airlines. It's the only way to go for a guy like me. I salute John for all he does in preservation, and not just in Texas, but across our whole country as a friend and supporter of the president. Lucy, you were wonderful, and I'm sorry your mom's not here, because Barbara and I love her, real love her from the bottom of our heart. And so please give her a warm abrazo when you get home or when you get to see her tomorrow or whatever it is. We just think the world of Lady Bird. As for Governor Perry, I loved what he had to say. He's a strong and effective leader of our state, and Barbara and I are very, very proud of him. Happening in my private presidential library at A&M, you get a double here because this guy's a double-dip Aggie. And it's exciting when he comes to that campus. As for Julie, everybody's singing her praises for what she's done. These things just don't come together. Somebody does a lot of work on them. And in this instance, why she and her team have done a superb job, and I'm delighted to be her guest. As for Jan Bullock, don't get me started. We have a great feeling of affection for her, as we did for her husband, late husband, Bob. You know, Bob Mosbacher mentioned going to the tsunami area with Bill Clinton. Talk about an odd couple. About Bullock and Bush in the early days. And yet they came together and tried to do something for this state. And I think it set a wonderful example for politics across this country. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes request, if one more of you people come up to me and say, well, listen, we really want to see Barbara. Where's Barbara? Forget it, will you? I was president of the United States. God, I used to be George Bush. Now I'm either 41, the father of the president, or Barbara's husband. Speak for Barbara. You know, the boys call her the enforcer. That's the truth. They call her the enforcer, the silver fox, or something like that. But I don't get to speak for her, and I wouldn't recommend that you do either. Let me say thank you for this first-of-a-kind honor. I'm not sure we deserve it. As Jack Benny said, I don't deserve arthritis, and I got that too. We're doubly pleased to receive this inaugural award alongside of our true friend, wonderful leader, Lady Bird Johnson, who is so ably represented by Lucy here today. Our affection and our respect knows no bounds, and I thought Larry Temple did a superb job on talking about this. And it's fitting. So we're here at the Bob Bullock Museum, which honors another break-the-mold Texan that I referred to a minute ago. we will always have a soft spot in our heart, we Bushes, for Governor Bullock. And on that family note, it's again a great joy to see our dear friend Jan here tonight. She's the best. The irony is that you invited Bar and me over here to give us this award, but it's really we who want to salute you and everyone who supports the Texas State History Museum Foundation for all you do to keep the epic story of Texas alive, the story that the governor referred to breathe life into the politics and places and people and events that make this truly special place that it is. When you look back at the hardships borne by the earliest settlers, it almost seems miraculous that anyone stayed alone, say nothing of having survived. And the fact that they did is a tribute to the human spirit, and thanks to the selfless heroism of the historical figures that preceded us, the Texas of today is a beacon of hope and progress and certainly opportunity. And Lord knows there isn't any place Barbara and I would rather live. Earlier this year, she and I celebrated our 60th wedding anniversary. It seemed like a day over 59 years. It doesn't seem possible that nearly 6 decades ago that we first came to Texas to live and to work and follow our dreams. I remember going down this, I was kind of an Ivy League elitist, you know, and we were in Midland, having lived in Odessa for 3 years. We got to Midland about 51, I think it was. Moved to Odessa first in 48. 51, I had my Bermuda shorts. And I walked down the street from Agnes's Cafe back to the George's Court Motel where Barbara and I were living along the main street. The truck driver goes by, "Sir, look at this guy," whistling at me. I said, "There's something wrong here, what do I do?" But anyway, Texas has changed, and many of you guys wear Bermuda shorts. I'd like to get credit for that. You know, people say, what is it about Texas? Why? You grew up in the East and all, what is it? You know what it is? The people. That's what we found in West Texas. We didn't know one single soul. I never heard of Odessa, Texas, the day I graduated from college. And we went down there and we were embraced by the people there like long lost friends. And it's the people of Texas that makes Barbara and me feel so welcome, and that have given the President of the United States so much of themselves. It's the people, and we will always be grateful for that. Texas gave us our start. You started us out on a path that for us would eventually lead to the White House. And when our political days were over, after the many moves and different jobs, there was never any doubt where we would go. Come back home to Texas. And the Washington media simply didn't believe it at the time. But as we've seen recently, their track record ain't too good anyway. Never forget giving a lousy speaker. He gave a wonderful speech in St. Louis before 14,000 people. And I knocked the heck out of the New York Times. And I felt so good about it. I got a standing ovation. And back to Washington, back to Houston. And I got a message from a guy named Vic Gold. Some of you political guys might remember him. He was a writer and very interesting. He said, "This is beneath you. You shouldn't attack the New York Times. You shouldn't attack anybody. You were president. Don't get down on their level." And so I joined Press Bashers Anonymous, which was a small group. And until the recount in Florida, I stayed clean. The 43rd President of the United States. Let me just thank you for this, what I consider a real honor. Let me just tell you, I know it's not a political event, and I've strived very hard up till now to be non-political, but I hope you'll understand when I say you've just heard from the proudest father in the United States.